Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ku. Thank you so much for everyone who already attend the webinar. And then for your information, this is my first time for me to be moderator, and then I got really nervous like all the day because I don't know what to do. And thank you so much, Mr. Ku, for all the feedback that you given to me. Thank you so much. And then the topic is about. Would you please to mind your to share your screen, Mr. Ku? Me or Mr. Ku?
You may do it yourself by yourself.
Okay, sure. I actually not really familiar with uh this. Wait, yeah. Let me open Canva first. Share screen. Oh, here it is. Share. Unveiling. It's already open, guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
It's visible.
Okay. So we're gonna talking about unveiling the soul of Indonesia. It means exploring the depth of Pancasila and Bhineka Tunggal Ika, but I would like to be more focused to digital communication during the election day of President Indonesia. Discussing the topic of expressing the Indonesian spirit through deep exploring of Pancasila and Bhineka Tunggal Ika in digital communication during the Indonesia presidential election becomes important because it reflects the essence and identity of the Indonesian nation. Pancasila as the state foundation and Bhinneka Tunggal Ika as the spirit of unity in the diversity are values that serve as foundation for nationhood and statehood in Indonesia. And through digital communication, we can deliver into the deeper meanings of both concept and present a broader to understand to public about the values that bind us as a nation. On the day the presidential election, this momentum becomes even more crucial because the decisions made will shape the future direction of the country. By utilizing digital media, messages that uphold the noble values of the nation can be disseminated widely, embracing all segments of society and then strengthening unity in the diversity. Therefore, discussion on this theme is not only relevant but also urgent to strengthen the foundation of Indonesian nationalism and ensure the positive influence of Indonesia and Bhinneka Tunggal Ika values continue to follow in the dynamic of state politics. Okay, first, this is the first slide. Digital citizenship. The first indicator of proficiency in digital culture is how each individual realize that upon entering the digital era, they automatically become digital citizen or known as digital citizenship. And as Indonesians, being digital citizens means realizing each other of us is part of composite, multicultural, and democratic nation. Therefore, in carrying out all digital media activities, Indonesian citizens must remain guided by and based on national values, namely Pancasila and Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. So the question is, would you mind to sharing your thoughts about what is digital netizens for you guys? Who wants to answer first? Mr. Arko, maybe Mr. Yanuar. Mr. Yanuar, do you want to sharing what your talk about this?
Okay, let me share my opinion first for this. According to my opinion, definition of digital citizen itself, it means we are the citizen of the country that actively participating in digital atmosphere, just as just as just at least just as we see back to the electoral event that happened before. we also as the millennial or Gen Z, generation of Z, also watched the events, many events during the electoral of presidential. So many of us maybe still be what I mean to be confused to decide which the best leader, which the best president, the next future president for Indonesia. And then I think beside of our what is mean confused, beside of confused, we must add some references. Maybe we could vote for the right leader for the future for Indonesia. I think that's enough for my opinion.
Okay, it's interesting. Thank you so much. What about you, Mr. Eka?
So yeah, I think digital citizen is people or person who engage actively in social media or the technology of information that actually sharing or have the new kind of communication that they develop as a community through social media. So I think digital citizen is like how we create another side of ourselves in different situation or using a technology. For example, like a lot of us maybe have a what is that? How to say it? Like alter the alter identity to in social media that we become more confident to express ourselves with different identities, something like that, something like citizen but in online mode in different situation, different style, and develop the new kind of communication through technology of information. Thank you.
Okay, also the person or people, yeah, who engage with social media and technology information. Is there any of you guys, Mr. Megilo? It's how I call you, Mr. Sorry.
Yeah. My name is Manchalo. Thanks for calling
Major.
me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I think my internet is slow. That's why I'm not talking. So can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think we are all digital citizens. All of us here in this Zoom in this Zoom meeting. And if you're a citizen, right? If you're born in Indonesia, you're an Indonesian citizen. Well, I'm born in the Philippines. I'm a Filipino citizen. But to be a digital citizen, you have your right as a digital user. So as a Filipino, I also have my right. You guys as Indonesia, you have right, and you also have responsibilities. So when we are in the digital platform, we have our rights and responsibilities as well. So probably our right to freedom of expression, freedom of speech, like we can say anything in the social media, in the digital platform, but at the same time we also have some limitations, some restrictions, because as citizens we have those restrictions. We are bounded by the laws, probably by Meta, by TikTok. You can be banned, you can be reported because you might have um um did something or said something that is probably offensive. So I think we must think about that. Being a citizen, it involves having rights and also having responsibilities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Majorlo. Anyone else? Miss Anis or Miss Ekalita or Mr. Ayu, maybe? Okay, Mr. Ku.
Oh, yeah, thanks for the chance given. Because Mr. Machilo triggers triggers my paradigm. I couldn't agree more what Mr. Mantelo said related to Mr. Mantelo is the Filipinos. We are Indonesians, but because we are in digital right now, by sharing via virtual means that we are digital citizens. But before jumping to digital citizens, when we talk about the general elections, actually the the candidates who take a look about who propends who tends to be the target, it will be good for them to see or to utilize this digital platform because currently or nowadays the young voters has a dominant percentage related to the new voters. That's why for the candidate who has stand in the general elections, they saw um, this digital platform as a digital citizen. I couldn't agree more. Even though we can have a freedom of speech, uh, we still have limitations when we talk about the cultural norms, whether it is one place and another place, ethnic, religions, and so forth. We still have a limitation to share when we are as a digital citizens. That's why what we share, what we comment, what we consume, and also share, it's our responsibility, not only about observing or accepting new paradigms or new things, but also the way how we act and react related to what we see and what we consume it. Because it's perilous or a bit tricky for nowadays. Let's say, for instance, um, last week I did the project. It's an English project. When I saw the children in elementary school, I asked them, "What is your hobby?" Some of them say that I had no hobby, and some of them say watching pornography. It shocked me a lot. Why? They are still underage. Till let's say then 10 to sorry 8 to 12. But when I asked them what's your hobby, some of them said I had no hobby, and some of them said his hobby is watching pornography, quote unquote. I was speechless. How to respond that? It means it's because of or it affects to digital digital platform. But I don't say whether it has two sides, right and wrong. I come back to Mr. Matro said it is the responsibility of the user. If they are underage, I guess that the older people, whether it is parents, teachers, it must be under control to them. Thank you very much.
I got goosebumps hearing your experience, Mr. Ko. Maybe because that is one of the challenges to be a part of digital citizenship, and it's our obligation to remind each other. Yeah. Okay, Miss Anis, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. So the main question or the core question is, what is a digital citizen, isn't it? Maybe it's different from, for example, I live in Indonesia. I am an Indonesian citizen. I have any activities in my life. I'm part of communities, part of group of people, part of organization. I socialize with people around me. I communicate and I work for life. I follow the rules, the law, and I'm under the government of Indonesia. But digital citizen is different. Even though I think it's my really personal opinion, it may be not right, but I think even though you are having account, for example, YouTube account, Instagram account, Quora, or Facebook account, but if you're not using it for communicate to other people, you're not using it to interact with other people, you're not using it to give any response for the news you read, for the content you watch, for the information you get. You are just maybe gain information from it. I don't say that you are the digital citizen. You're just the user. You just use to gain information, but you don't use it as the tool of communication or to interact with other people. You don't have any, you don't even make any content. Just like you have email and no, it's different. If you have email, you use the email for communicate with other people. Yeah, this is you are the digital citizen. But if you have account, but you don't really use it, you don't have any interaction with other people, you just really read and enjoy the information. You don't give any response, do not interact with the other citizen. I think you are not a digital citizen. You are just a user of the tool, the user of the social media. That's my personal. If you are Indonesian citizen, even you are doing nothing, you just lie on your bed, you're still Indonesian citizen. You live there and you are you are under the government, you need to obey the law and something. But if you are in the digital platform, if you do nothing, it's really fine. So that's my really personal opinion.
Okay, thank you so much. So digital citizen is to those who have account and use it as communication, yeah. So what if I have many accounts but I don't use it for my communication? So I'm not a part of digital citizens?
Wait, the reason is why should you have so many accounts and you don't use it? There must be a
Yeah,
reason why you make the account, right? You
mean,
don't have something to do and you make five email, then you use the email to make WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram. I think what are you doing if you do nothing with this account? The question before I answer your question, I asked why you do that kind of thing.
sometimes like Instagram and Twitter is have different news in it. You know what I mean?
Me,
So if I want to know
you
about
become
something, so mhm.
you become the digital citizen since the first like you like
Okay.
content. You are a digital citizen. You you like, you give a comment, it's you are digital citizen. You have so many account and you like your own content.
Okay, I got it.
You build your own universe. Okay, okay, Mister. I think there is no reason for people make so many account without doing nothing, without doing anything or without doing nothing, without doing anything. I think if you have one account for gain information and just for enjoying the content, I think part of enjoying the content is this is up, but you don't do any interaction. You don't participate in that activity instead of only enjoying it and get information. I think. Like, yeah, just like that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm so sorry I forget to introduce to you about myself, guys. My name is Redi Wahyu Pribadi. I'm a student at Pelita Harapan, majoring in communication and also working at Pacific Trust Residence as front desk. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm over the moon. I'm really excited about this. That's why I forget to introduce myself. Is there any of you wants to sharing again? Miss Putri or Miss Haras, maybe? No? Okay, let's next slide. Okay, so now we're talking about the basic concept of the values of Pancasila and Bhineka Tunggal Ika as the foundation of digital literacy. Pancasila and Bhineka Tunggal Ika are important middleways of four diverse societies that can overcome primordial attitudes based on religion or ethnicity. Although the Red era has brought many changes, Pancasila and Bhineka Tunggal Ika remain absolute references in a pluralistic nation. I believe that building mindfulness communication without stereotypes and negative views is part of the challenge of enhancing media literacy skills in the context of digital culture. And if Pancasila and Bhinneka Tunggal Ika are present in freedom of expression, then hoaxes, hate speech, cyberbullying, or other digital access restrictions will not arise. And the internet enables us to become producers of information. Therefore, the role of being a good participatory citizen in the digital realm is crucial. This means it is our obligation to ensure that we do not produce and disseminate inaccurate information while also producing positive contents and comments on our social media. So the question is, why is it important for the younger generation to understand and internalize the values of Pancasila and Bhinneka Tunggal Ika in the use of digital technology? And how can this shape a better future in the digital realism? I think this is a good question. Is there any of you want to say share first, Mr. Majolo or Mr. Eka, Miss Putri or Miss Eka? Let me know what you thought, guys.
Okay, I try. Why is it important for younger generation? Younger? You mean if this is older? So it doesn't mean if they mock someone else, they say bad thing to Selena Gomez or to Justin Bieber, they say bad thing to Filipinos football player. No, sorry, mister. Why is it only for the younger generation?
Okay, I will
No,
change. Why is it
no,
important for the younger and
it's
older?
okay. It's okay. I just want to make, not make fun of you. I just want to make a jokes. Even this is not funny. Okay. Why is it important for the younger generation to understand and to internalize the value of Pancasila and Bhinneka Tunggal Ika in the use of digital technology, and how can this shape a better future in digital realm? So what do you think about the digital the digital our citizens behavior nowadays, Mister? Before I answer this question, what do you think about our digital citizen nowadays behavior? Their how's their behavior? Are they not really understand about the value of Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, Pancasila? Aren't they educated enough? Do you think they do not know about what's that being, how do we say sopan santun, everyone? Anyone knows it? I think our citizens are smart enough and they know about the value being kind, being honest, respecting other people, but it is only on their mouth, but it is not in their understanding and daily behavior. The Bhinneka Tunggal Ika and Pancasila itself is not talking about the Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, but it tells us about what is the value, what is being a human, what is respecting other people. That's the what Bhinneka Tunggal Ika and Pancasila wants to try to tell us is how to be a good human. I think this is not, oh, if you are not a good human, you are not Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. So all people in the world, they learn about Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. So I think it's about the value of it, I think. And the bad behavior of Indonesian citizen, as we know, we are the first, the best, the worst mocking citizen in the world. Even Microsoft, apa ya? How to say? Aduh, oh my God, I don't really have good vocabularies. Even the Microsoft not realize it. Oh my God. yeah, support this lah. Yeah, the Microsoft say Indonesian citizen is the harass citizen. Oh yeah, bad citizen lah, yeah, something like that. So, yeah, is it important the younger generation to understand the value of Bhinneka Tunggal Ika? Yes, since the value is not respecting the Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, but for understanding the value it tries to deliver, gitu. So that if we are understanding about the value, then the outputs are we know how to communicate with other people well, we have mindfulness of communicating, we are realizing that other people that listen to or read our message, listen to our words, what are their feeling, how will they respond, something like that. So if all the citizens do good in real life on in social media, so it become the face of Indonesia. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So the youngest audience here is Mr. Harat. Do you want to sharing what's your perspective about this as the young generation, please?
Okay. So I think my perspective is since when we were like little or young, we've taught our teachers to use the manners of the Pancasila, uh so that Indonesia will be doing all right, I guess. So that the crime rates are not like that high, and so that the matters of the civilians are well behaved, I guess. So yeah, that's what I think about Pancasila. That's all for me.
Thank you so much, Mr. Haras. Is there any of you? Okay, Mr. Eka, please.
Actually, the problem is not younger generation understand and internalize the value of Pancasila and Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. Actually, the problem is how we define those two things that still have a lot of argument between who is in power or how we describe and how to say like define. I remember it's like an old OTA, Mr. Ku, when we finish the session until 11:30 because I explained the true value that during New Order, during the era of President Suharto, he tried to how to say like have a different meaning to Pancasila according to his need in power. So actually the what is that the letter from Sultan Hamid who create the symbol of Pancasila is actually really different with the meaning that we have today. So actually the important thing is not how the younger generation understand it and internalize it, but the problem is even we still don't know what is this. even we still trying to understand what does it mean about ketuhanan yang Maha Esa, Almighty God, and something. What does it mean about humanity, prosperity, and democracy or nationalism and something like that? Because we still try to define or try to, for example, like try to implement it in our daily life. For example, like this, the fourth in Pancasila, who called yeah, it's actually it's divine democracy, right? But through representative. But we have election. It's also already already have a different way to implement it, the core value of the Pancasila itself. For example, just like that. So I think for me, the problem is not from the generation, from the people, but actually it's from the power, because we never try to finish the definition, the meaning, or maybe the history behind that what's that, the parts in Pancasila and also in Bhineka Tunggal Ika. Okay. Why we come so serious? Okay, then die.
It's it's interesting. For me personally, I only have one quotes to answer this question. It's like just respect each other. If you already know how to respect, it includes a lot of things like you know how to respect what their beliefs, respect what their choice. You know, sometimes in the election days, if if you choose different with your friend, it's gonna be boomerang, you know. You will get bullying, you will get a lot of pressure, and I did that. Not I did that. I've been in that position that my friend bullied me just because we are have different choices how to choose president. So I think the key is respect for me personally. Is there any of you want to spring again about this? Mr. Yanwar or Major Law? No? Okay, let's we. Okay, Mr. Yanwar, please.
Okay, let me respond this. I just wanted to recap what the speaker before. The importance of the Pancasila is implemented in digital citizen. I mean, it just as we know, the Pancasila is our state philosophy as our philosophy to what is meant to guide our attitude or our perspective during in digital. I mean, this kind of Pancasila is also berisi. What is mean berisi? Contains Pancasila is also contains many values that can shape our mind and that can also limit us from what should be called to be a bad buzzer, maybe something like that. I think the important is just not for younger, just like speak before, but there's also every generation of the Indonesian. Yeah, it is also could be implemented on the baby boomer or maybe just like Gen X or Gen Y, because still many of us, as I see, as we see, there's still many of us, including in the bureaucracy level. Some of them still barbar, use a barbaric way when they interact in digital. I think that's my perspective.
Okay, thanks so much, Mr. Yanwar. Yes, please, Mr. Major Law.
Thank you. So I think practicing Pancasila and Bhinika Tunggal Ika is really, I think would be positive if we apply it in the digital platform, because right in digital platform in social media, you really don't know like what the background of who are you talking with. Probably but it's a variety. You are diverse there in Twitter, in X, in Instagram, and sometimes you belong to different ethnicity, nationalities, etc. Although, yeah, I think I also agree with some of the statements of our friends, since like there's a different Pancasila is, it depends on your interpretation of it. Like the I think the pillars of Pancasila, it depends to your interpretation. And then sometimes if it is politicized sometimes, right, by the government. If you're an opponent of the government, you are against Pancasila, so you will go to jail because you are opposing Pancasila. So it's kind of like that. It doesn't like in the Indonesian history. So if you're it depends on how to interpret it, because this ideology is made in 1945, I guess, right? And what date is now? It's now 2000. The year is now 2024. So I think this ideology is made during the time when it is needed, but at the same time, I'm not saying it's not useful now, but at the same time, I think we better, mm, another perspective about it, because probably in the Pancasila, in your educational system, students are not really taught how to probably not criticize, but offer new perspectives about Pancasila, because probably you've been using this educational curriculum of Pancasila since the new order. So probably we need a new perspectives. I'm not saying we need to change the dynamics of Pancasila, but at least allow students to be critical about Pancasila, or at least offer fresh ideas, because it's a different world right now. That's
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Sorry, sorry for.
So it's about how we interpret what is Pancasila and Bhineka. Yeah. Thank you so much. Is there any of you again? Hello, welcome, Miss Fanny. Yeah, please, Mr. Cool.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Okay,
Hello.
yeah. Right. Okay. Additionally, I would like to, I'll say, to give an additional from Mr. Machulo, because talking about education. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. When younger generations understand the values of Pancasila, maybe uh, the paradigm of students needs to be changed. Not the Pancasila, but the paradigm of the students of the young needs to be changed and kept toward with the guidance of Pancasila. What Mr. Machilo said, I saw in my class a couple months ago when I still had class in offline class. In my paradigm, when we were having offline class and the level is bachelor degree or master degree, I try to ask them, why don't we talk about the phenomenon which currently happened, which currently take place in this city, whether it is general elections, whether it is climate change, whether it's, what should we break down? If we are as a scholar or a scientist or collegian, as an agent of change and so forth. The funny thing is, I would like to say in my class, which consists of 27 students, when we have a presentation, they only do for, yeah, it's done, for fulfilling the score, for fulfilling the duty. There is no debate or argument. There's no argument at all. Even though I tried to give them an issue, what should we do? Let's say in a couple months ago or last year, with a sexual education which took place, and I tried to throw that issue, no one respond. And when I try to ask them, they hate me. I try to challenge the argument, not the people, because every person has different perspective. We challenge that argument to gain a new insight or fresh idea. That's why I do feel we don't change the value of Pancasila, but change the paradigm to implement the value of Pancasila. So in Indonesian culture, if we criticize someone, the word criticize or the word debate tend to negative meaning, not the positive meaning. If everything is doing well or is running well, do positive thing. If we articulate, debate, and also criticize the person or become opponent, is negative or bad. everything is not running well. It means that it is the problem. So that become opponent is somehow good, but because our culture tends to be a positive, tends to be yeah, like this one. So nothing will change or to implement this Pancasila value, I guess. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ko. I agree with you. Maybe sometimes the main reason is you want to give them criticize or comment, but sometimes I can give you example like weeks ago. I joined TikTok singing audition, and then there is one candidate singing in bad way for me, just because the music is in the key A, but they're singing in F. Yeah, that's what I called out of tune. I said that maybe you should change the instrument. I got many bullying just because they thought that the way I give them response is not really good enough, even though I already give them solution. So I think it's more how it's depend on how you communicate, how you choose the word, and then how you use how you choose the emoticon. Uh, I don't know how to call it in English, hanya untuk meredamkan pengertian salah arti tersebut. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's for me. Let's next slide. Is there any again? No. Okay, next slide. Thank you. Sorry. Wait, yeah. Okay, this. Wait a moment. I couldn't see. Okay, the core values of Pancasila and Bhineka Tunggal Ika in the digital space. First, ketuhanan yang Maha Esa. The main values of are love and respecting other religions, not engaging in religions-based bullying, whether verbal or non-verbal. And then the next, kemanusiaan yang adil dan beradab. The main value of this is equality, respecting human rights in digital space, developing a sense of fairness, tolerance, empathy, mutual assistance, and support. Being civilized means valuing respect for life according to religious, social, culture, and legal norms. And then the next, Persatuan Indonesia, the main value is harmony, prioritizing the interest of Indonesia over personal or group interest, using social media and online platforms to strengthen unity and nationalism, and avoiding the dissemination of information that can trigger conflict or division. The number 4, kerakyatan yang dipimpin oleh hikmat kebijaksanaan dalam permusyawaratan perwakilan. Its main value is democracy, respecting every individual's right to express opinions politically and without demeaning others. And the last one, keadilan sosial. The main values are cooperation, avoiding discrimination and harmful online action against certain groups, encouraging fair and equal online participation, awareness to understand regulation and policies regarding the digital realism. So the question is, if you had to choose one or two of the values above, which one would you choose and why did you choose that value? Thank you. Want to share? You have to choose one or two of this, yeah? And then why? Okay, please, Mr. Yanuar.
Okay, thanks for the chance given. Based on your question, I think I would not choose one or two from the 5 of this. I think 5 of them, I will choose all of them because all of these 5 are also important in our life. Maybe we start from the from the first state that is belief in God. I think the Indonesia, as we know, in majority is a Muslim, right? But Indonesia is not a Muslim country, but a country with a peace. So I think from this statement, it's also explained us how to be not only tolerate, but is also respecting to the other, maybe our friends, our community, even though they are not the same belief as us, maybe some of us as a Muslim, but it's also understand them because they are also fought with us together during the creation of the Dutch. They also have their heroes who also defending the sovereignty of the Indonesia. And then the next is the point is yes, all of these five is important. I couldn't say whether I choose numbers maybe for example number 2, number 4. All of them is important because as we see, all of these five still ignored by some of our citizens because yeah, poor literacy, maybe some of poor what is it socialization from the government or part of the community that makes still lack of Pancasila values. I think that's my answer.
So you can choose one of them because you think that five of them is really important. Yeah. Okay,
Correct.
thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, the next is Mr. Eka. Mr. Eka, raise hand first, please.
Let Mr. Aras first. I still talk with my friends. Sorry. Let Aras first.
Okay. So please, Mr. Haras.
Okay. So I do agree with Mr. Yanuar. Well, all of them are important because they complemented each other. So we can't choose like one of them because if we only choose one, you know, there's just the rest of them that we need. So for me, it's the same answer. Choose all of them. That's all for me.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Haras. So you also cannot choose one of them, yeah. What if the condition is you have to?
If I have to, that's a tough decision.
Yes.
I can't make it up.
Okay. Okay, please, Mr. Ek. Are you ready to answer this?
Yeah. And I think I have a different way to read Pancasila, and I need your help, Mr. Reddy, to show the Garuda pic with the seal.
Okay, sir. Which slide? This? No?
But it's too small, but it's okay. So yeah, this is
This?
how
This one.
I read Pancasila actually. If you see the seal that protecting the Garuda, the symbol of Garuda. So Pancasila is actually not structure, not horizontal, but not vertical, but horizontal. And if you see the color from the seal, it shows that the Pancasila is actually dynamic. It means that they can implement it during every period of time and every situation that coming into our society or our nation. And why I see different way to read it, not as a structure, not number one is because they are the first and the most important thing in Pancasila, but they are complete each other between the pillars. They just completed each other. For example, like this. So they are red and white. in the color of the shield. So the philosophy behind the shield, it's the way that our ancestor, how to say, like farming. After they panen, what is panen in English? I don't know. After they are finished produce, yeah, and then they will move to another area, another farmland to do the farm in that area. So it means that dynamic. And it's also not how to say, not in the way of time of the jarum jam, but another way. And you see that the number one pillar is holding in front, is still in another shield. There are big shield and there's small shield for the logo of the number one pillar. So it means that you have to fill all the 2, 3, 4, and 5 first. The humanity, the nationalism, the unity, and democracy or representative, and also the social justice. But you cannot fulfill all of them without spirituality. It's not about God. So that's why the symbol is stars. Stars means the light, not the symbol of God. So the word is ketuhanan, right? Not God. Divinity. What is that? The ketuhanan, divinity or something in English. So it's different. So they try to reach more about spirituality, not as a practical custom or religion, but more into spirituality. So after you fulfill the humanity, what is that? Unity and democracy and social justice, but you cannot full as a human, as a nation, without the spirituality. So it means you have to fulfill your journey to whatever you will say, like heaven or something like that. So it's not choose all of them. So to become the perfect citizen in Indonesia, it means that you fulfill all of it with spirituality. Anjay.
Okay, so you also cannot choose one of them, yeah, Mr. Eka.
What is that?
So you cannot choose one of them because one of each number are connected to.
Yeah, you cannot become humanity if you're not unity. You cannot become unity if there's no democracy. But you cannot become unity and humanity if there is no social justice. It will be chaos, right?
Okay, sure. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, Mr. Majelo, tries his hand, please, Mr. Majelo.
Right. I'm gonna
Maybe you
choose
have
number 5. I'm gonna choose
your
number 5. But since the friend before me already said about it, so I will leave it there because we are only until 10:30, I guess. So I think let's keep it rolling.
Okay, so you choose number 5. The main value are cooperation, avoiding discrimination. Okay, thank you so much. Is there any of you want to share again about this slide? Okay, let me ask you again, guys. What if the situation is you have to choose one of them? I'm still curious about this.
All right. Let me answer it. Okay. I will just explain why number 5. So I think
Okay.
number 1. It's quite controversial thing, at least for me. Because there are some religions, right? Probably with many gods, and at the same time, how about those people who are not believing in the divine? So do they have no right to become a citizen? Something like that. I'm not saying we need to change it, but it is something that we need to to discuss more often. And then number 2, just and civilized society. I think it will also enter in number 5, the social justice. People from Aceh to Papuan, if they are if we have the sense of humanity, we'll have social justice. So something like that. And then unity, I think that is incorporated in number 5 also. And then democracy, I think it's also kind of connected with social justice. But I think I choose social justice because I think it has a sense of accountability. So I think for the leaders or for the representatives in our country, like if they have made a mistake, if they have crimes that have committed, they need to to have some accountability. They don't need to become a president, or they don't need to become they don't need to have some sort of influence or power, because that's what kind of democracy we need to have in any country, not only in Indonesia. So I think we need to have a sense of social justice, because right, we need to make ourselves accountable, and also the marginalized, like the Papuans, people from Aceh, or any ethnicity that are that are kind of vulnerable, or let's say underrepresented. They need to be to have some voice. So I think that is where social justice makes up of it things.
Okay, thank you so much. I got it. Okay, please, Mr. Ko.
Okay, for the Stephen, maybe I would like to answer number 5, but in contrast with Mr. Marcelo and Mr. Eka, because social justice in this country is utopian. It's utopian to be implemented. That's why I would not say that it's quite hard when we see as what currently happened as corruptions, which is I guess difficult to be elaborated. As long as they stand with the power to be rich and enrich themselves and their family, and we are as a citizen, we are a society, has the power. Even we just pick up on social media and so on, but nothing happened. Nothing happened. The social justice. As long as we have a insider who has a power, we will get this fairness to implement this social justice in this country implicitly. Implicitly. Why I asked this one when the general elections. I met the politicians who shared something, and he is the treasury in the party, and he shared a secret thing how party is running, how party is working. But I never find it out on YouTube, on social media, and so that's why social justice can be implemented when we have insider who has the power. Thank you very much. It's utopia.
So you choose number 5, yeah, Mr. Ko. So you don't think number 1 and number 2 is not important to choose?
No, I just pick up one. I just pick up one because you say only pick up one. Because
Okay,
choosing one is good rather than throw say 4, 5. But we are not responsible of it.
okay, so you choose number 5. Is there any of you wants to share? Miss Sophie, you're really active on chatting, and also Miss Sophie. Would you please to share your perspective? Because I also read the chat room.
Okay. I see.
thank you.
First of all, I'm really sorry that I'm coming late.
It's okay.
I always forgot that it's Saturday. I always thought the discussion is always running on Sunday. And yeah, I think I don't think that we have to choose, because it's always been these 5 rules of Pancasila at the very beginnings, when the country is what is like dimerdekakan. I forgot the English of that. But I believe that there are some points that we need to utilize. If I could choose, I would probably choose the number 2 and 5. I think those points are the most important one to be able to stay on the rules, if I may to choose. I don't actually think that I never think that kind of question. Actually, this is very interesting because like, yeah, why we never think about this before, right? So this is very interesting for me. The reasons why, because I think beside all the personal beliefs that one of the obligation we need to pursue as a citizen of Indonesia, I think being human is one of the top priority as well. Since we know what's going on in our country, we know that we have a um, great rules in terms of law, but the reality it's not always like that. It's sometimes completely the opposite of the rules that has been written in our law. And then so we need to be more humanized and humanized. I mean, we need to be we need to humanize people more. I'm sorry, I forget so many English, so much my English.
Speak with
The-
Germany.
the German, like the German grammar is completely messing my English, but that's okay. And the number 5, I think we can say that there's a lot of cases that been brought up to the court or social punishment on whatsoever. And sometimes when we read the case or we watch on the television, that we just somehow like we feel like unbelievable that this should happen in our surroundings, in our country. You know what I mean? Like, this is so unlogical. Like, what kind of human being able to this kind of shit? I'm sorry, I'm using shit. There is harass here. I hope you understand.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, uh m- terrible, that's the right word. Yeah, I think that's my answer. Thank you, sir, for giving me opportunity to speak.
Okay, thank you so much. But the conclusion is this is interesting for me because you think that we need humanize more. Yeah, I agree with you. Because you know that there are a lot of things happen lately in 2024. We're just entering to 3 months in the 2024, but there are a lot of things happen like uh avoiding the result of KPU, as you can see in many news, and then many more again. So I couldn't agree more with what you thought. Is there any again wants to sharing about this? So maybe I will pointing you is Eka Dita or Miss Annie? I think Miss Annie's. Miss or Mr. Sorry.
I cannot choose one, Mr.
Yeah.
Do you
Pardon?
want me?
You cannot choose one.
I cannot choose one because we use it in the different situation and depend on the context, right?
Miss.
Like the main value of ketuhanan yang Maha Esa, it means we respect each other belief. When we use it, we use this value when we communicate with other people, when we do the activity, then someone's with a different belief do their own activity and we respect them. It's Bhineka Tunggal Ika, like, yeah, even we are different, we are same. I mean, we are same, we are the believer, just it's okay no matter what your belief it. Then kemanusiaan kemanusiaan yang adil dan beradab, it means we we respect each other, even they are poor, they are rich, they are smart, they are stupid, they look good, they're not looking good for you. Yeah, when we communicate with other people, how they behave, how we react, we use this value. Persatuan Yang Maha Esa, if we have like the election, you choose Prabowo, you choose, I forget, Anies, and who else? The third, number 3, what's number 3? Prabowo, Anies. Yeah, the number 3, I forget.
Number 3, Kudori.
Dori. Yeah, even you
Ganjar.
choose the different oh yeah, Ganjar. Yeah, even though you choose the different candidate, it's really fine. You have your own reason and it's fine. You use this value. If you understand this value, you will not have problem with other people. you will respect them. It's pretty fine. Kerakyatan yang dipimpin oleh hikmat kebijaksanaan, it means you do believe that the government as the pemegang kebijaksanaan, they are having hikmat. Do you know the meaning of hikmat is really how to say that? Hikmat kebijaksanaan is hikmat is not Indonesian word as I know. This is from Arabic word. It means that you are really adil sekali, very, very adil, you know, you're very fair, and you respect their keputusan, judgment. Yeah, what they putuskan, you respect it, you do it, you obey it. Yeah, it means you be good citizen, you give it Indonesian citizen, and keadilan sosial. It means ya, almost same as kemanusiaan yang adil dan beradab. You see all people in the same way. Even, no, this is very impossible. Adil for human is impossible. I can give money 5,000 for Mr. Ko, 5,000 for Mr. Randy, 5,000 for, who's that, Mr. Eka. But the feeling of giving can be different. Like, I give for Mr. Ku. If I don't give to Mr. Randy, he will be jealous. So I will give it to Mr. Randy too. So it means this is adil for giving the money, but for the feeling it's not. So keadilan sosial, you just try to do it as well as you can, but yeah, just work for it. Like even that's not 100% could satisfy all people. So I cannot choose one. In different context, different situation, we use all this, we need all this. Can you choose between 5 sense you have: sight, hear, taste, smell? I think you can't. You use it every day in your life. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So you cannot choose one of them too, yeah, just because, not just because, yeah, because you think that each point are connected each other. I think it's so.
Yeah, we cannot respect adil. We cannot doing adil using ketuhanan yang Maha Esa, right?
Yes. Okay, there is someone change his name here. Please, Mr. Eka or Moonshine, let me know what you thought.
Yeah, I just remember
Moonshine, why?
the Shine Dynasty is back. Yeah, actually, I
Okay.
just remember something that really funny according to related period of time nowadays. So you wrote about the core values, right? And Bhineka Tunggal Ika, actually the first time that Bhineka Tunggal Ika is said by the king during the kingdom era is actually because he married his son to the daughter of a different kind of faith in another kingdom. So actually Bhineka Tunggal Ika is actually the unity with marriage between two kingdoms who really have a different core of religion. And actually nowadays, you cannot marry to those who have different religion. Yeah, that's it. I just realized that.
Thank you so much, Mr. So I called you Mr. Moonshine from
Yeah,
now.
my brother is already here. Mr. Sunshine, welcome to the jungle.
Why you change your name really quick?
No, because after I saw Mr. Sunshine come, so I need to change my name because it's our agreement, gentleman agreement to use this kind of name.
Okay, so I have to change my name to be Sunlight, yeah? Okay, let's change another topic, guys. Thank you so much for this. So this. Wait a moment, I couldn't read. The impact of digital era. The digital era has had a significant impact on the lifestyles and mindsets of people worldwide. Some of the most notable changes involve the way we communicate, work, learn, shop, and entertain ourselves. Here are some of the key impact of technological advancement in the digital age. First, communication, which we can exchange information quickly from around the world, and then also global connectivity that we can communicate with my friend from German or from another country. And second is jobs and education, just like work from home and then online learning, just like we did now. And then the third is entertainment, like streaming, YouTube, social media, and many more again. And then the last one is shopping, just like what we do, like e-commerce. So are there any other impacts of this digital era that you feel, except these points? Please let me know what's your perspective. Wants to answer first? Mr. Sunshine or Mr. Moonshine? Okay, please. You're still unmute, Mr. Sunshine.
Wait a minute. I'm thinking about something. Wait.
Okay. Or Mr. Yanuar, Miss Henny.
Ask my other brother.
Okay. Maybe personally, the other impacts that I felt is,
Do you call me?
I want to talk about this point is information. I can easily get more information from internet because back to 2005. No, 2005, 2000, when I was really young at elementary school. I'm living in a small village that getting information is really hard for me. There is no newspaper, there is no internet, there is no even phone that I can use for my daily users. So if I want to know more about information that I need, what I do is going to library and open the book and then asking to my friend about the information that I need. Just because there is no internet at my uh, area, because I was born in Ciamis, Pangandaran. If you know, the city is really small. Even now, there is no Alfamart, there is no pump bensin, there is no
But
ATM. So I love that, but sometimes it's really terrified for me when I come to my grandmother's house because when my money is limit, I have to go to the ATM and it took me 1 hour to get there. So please, Mr. Moonshine, let me know what's your perspective about this. Are there any other impacts of this digital era that you feel?
Actually, since you keep mention about the election, so I will come with post-truth era. That actually one of the negative effect of digital era. So post-truth, it means like for example, one of the example is if you keep telling the lie, like every time you keep telling that lie all again and again, suddenly it become the truth and people will believe it because the way that algorithm or social media or the technology of information produce the news or the issue or the topic, it's really fast to it's really fast and it, how to say it, like there's no filter to that. So the post-truth is also one of the dangerous thing that actually is happen in digital era. So it become the weapon of the of politics to yeah, just for example, like to win the election or win the campaign or try to, yeah, for example, like what is penggiringan, like keep make a different opinion or different issue about something. And also the second one, the impact that I just want to say the negative impact because I'm a pessimist person, so I will just keep saying about the negativity. So actually, it's also about the connection between people. Also, the negative impact of the digital era. You said that communication become more easier, not more easier. Oh my God, what a grammar! It become easier to exchange information, and you have a global connection. Like Miss Sophie can study abroad because of the information that she can reach or approach through technology. But the connection between people is decreased. The value, the deep connection, or the way that we treat another person beside ourselves, something like that. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, this is now become Miss Haras. Please.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I kind of relate to your experience because I also grew up in a very rural area in East Kalimantan. It's like, oh my God, if I mention the town, nobody ever know that ever exists in Indonesia. Because like it's so rural that when you said like, oh, how do you spend your childhood? And I can confidently say that I spent most of my childhood in the forest because I literally live in the forest of Kalimantan Timur. So technology is not a main issue at the beginning. During I also a Gen Z, so I experienced the transition between no technology and then until this digital era. So the we can actually phone call people in my town in Kalimantan Timur start in 2012, I think. But before that, we always using we're not using Bird, of course, but we're using what's Telcom that you need to pay every single hour, like Wartel, they call it. Yeah, yeah. So we're pretty old school. And that's actually pretty interesting because I did my bachelor in the capital city of Kalimantan Timur, and every once a year I go back to that town where I spent my childhood with, and I saw completely different habits and compare with my time, like my little sister, we have like 7 years gap, I think. So the way she grew up and compare with the way I grew up, it's completely different. You know what I mean? So so I found that most of the reason because of this technology. I saw that she's more educated than me compared with the same age. For example, like the information that I know during my 20 is the information that my sister already know during her 15. So it's getting faster, the way people get the information. And then I also feel that my little sister somehow more mature than me in terms of the way she behave to others. So I completely amazed and actually impressed by this Alpha Gen Z because like they're very educated, and we sometimes underestimated them, that we labelize them as a generation who glued by their phone, who's not going outside from their room or whatsoever, but they're actually gaining information during that time, like those time that they are spent on their computer for hours in the room. It's actually way much more information that we gain outside in our workplace, in our education place. So in my perspective, technology is really helpful for today's world in terms of, like Mr. Eka said, I completely agree when he said that collaboration, or I never thought that I'm gonna study abroad when I was 10. I thought that the country is like far away, so far away from other outside of the world. So it's unreachable. So it's so impossible to reach. But this time, like when I asking my little sister's dream, like what do you wanna do, or where do you wanna go in the future, she can just easily said, oh, probably I wanna spend my vacation in my 20 in Hawaii. Like that just so that that's mind blowing. That's that, and I'm pretty proud of the way the technology impact the today's world. Of course, there are many disadvantage that we experienced, and also harm for our generation that makes us, that they said that, lazier, or you don't use your motoric system more often or whatsoever. But when we take a look in the good side, that's infinity advantages that we able to gain from this privilege. So we should really optimize this privilege, and we should be grateful to live in today's world. I think, compare with what elderly people struggle in their era. I'm sorry, I'm I'm explaining it a little bit complicated, but you understand, sir, right? I hope you understand my explanation. Yeah, that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And it's interesting for me, and I believe that the younger generation is smarter than us because they can easily learn from a lot of platform, and then they grew up in the digital era that they can learn a lot of things from it. Thank you so much. I don't know who raised the hand first. Maybe you want to answer first, Miss Sophie Anna now. Okay, please.
It feels so wrong, but she did that to me, so I need to do it too. So I think I'll give the positive and then the negative. The positive thing is, yeah, the communication. You could do it like under like I don't know, half an hour, I guess. So it's like really blazing speed communication, and you will also have like flexible flexible jobs or education, and of course entertainment. You can have it wherever you go. Even when you're going like out in the woods, like nowhere, if you have the data, you would have it. So um the minus is the minus is first of all, what I felt, maybe like some of kids became really toxic. That's like the biggest thing that I've felt, because before I was toxicated, before I was toxicated, and I was a pretty nice kid, but now it's a bit down. So yeah, the negative impacts are toxicating kids. That's all for me.
Okay, toxicating kids. Okay, thank you so much. Mr. Shopee Anand, so you did the repaint, yeah? Your name is change each other. Okay, please, Mr. Kobe Education, let me know what your perspective about this.
Okay, thank you, moderator, Mr. Reddy. I just want to agree at one point and disagree another. Previously, Ms. Haras stated that yeah, one of the case when her sister somewhat like have a more literate, I mean, like can dream higher, can dream bigger. But I think, unfortunately, we can say that it's only partial of them. It's only like a very little amount of them that have this kinds of consciousness, that have this kinds of positivity. Meanwhile, comparatively, I believe that there are more or less educated people. I think education still privilege, and everyone still have a difficulty in the accessibility toward proper, adequate education. That's the first. The second, Mr. Okay, now, Mr. Sophia now changed to Mr. Haras. Also stated that the impact of digital era is that toxic. Like I mean, like there is no a significant barrier that become the control, authorizing the most polite, the most justifiable attitude that should be done by these kids. Yeah, with no significant control given or monitors or surveillance, yeah, provided by their parents, especially knowing that the backgrounds of our economics are dominated by those low income to middle income in our country, especially as the developing country. So I can say, other than that, I would also add that we have this concept of self love. Okay, I don't know that self love can be good, but also bad at the same time. Like for example, when we address the issue related to Gen Z, we say that most of them like prioritize their mentality, their stability. Okay, in one way this is good, but of course they provide worth return for the company, because of course the company has provided them with numbers training, orientation, and so on, like self-development. But on the other way around, those kids, those Gen Z, somehow like how to say, it's like being so fragile in terms of stabilizing their mentality. I think this is the problem of social media as well, or digital informations as well, because like through social media we know exactly that we can strengthen each other, we can influence positively each other, but sometimes due to what happened before, due to something that's stated by Mr. Haras before, we do not have the boundaries, we do not have like something powerful enough, yeah, to become the rules that help us protecting ourselves, whether we know exactly this self-love can be toxic not only ourselves but to others. This is the problem of digital era, I think. Yeah, means that self-awareness, self-consciousness must be nurtured, and everyone should be directed to always see the positive light for everything that they absorb or accept from digital interfaces. I think that's my comment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. It's a good explanation. Thank you. Is there any again? Okay, let's change another topic. So the impact of love understanding of Pancasila and Bhineka Tunggal Ika. According to Wayan in the webinar as quoted from wartajogja.id, the impacts of the low understanding of the values of Pancasila and Bhineka Tunggal Ika are the inability to distinguish between openness of public information and privacy violations in a digital space. The inability to differentiate it between disinformation, and malinformation, as well as the increasing spread of digital content deviating from the values of Pancasila and the digital space. Here, this is the fact that I have found. There's someone mentioned about this lately. I don't know. I forget Mr. Sophia or I don't know. I'm so sorry. Microsoft released that the Digital Civility Index over the weekend in February 2021, indicating the level of civility among internet users or netizens throughout the year 2020. The results are truly concerning. The level of civility among Indonesian citizens is very, very low, ranking 29 out of 32 countries in Asia. Meanwhile, for Southeast Asia, Indonesia's digital civility index is at the bottom. As you can see, here is Indonesia. So the question is, could you give me your perspective on what is the biggest point causing to this happen? Who's going to answer first? I think this is good topic, guys, because as we know that Indonesian people is known as person who are really friendly. One of my I have a lot of friends who are working at international airlines such as Qatar, Emirates, and many more. Again, the crew from Europa and then from US and also India giving us applause and giving us appreciate because they think that Indonesian crew really friendly. But the fact that this Microsoft released the Digital Civility Index, Indonesian citizen is very low, ranking 29 out of 32 countries in Asia, and then the lowest in Southeast Asia. So the question is, could you give me your perspective on what is the biggest point causing this to happen? Who's gonna answer first? Mr. Kobe or Mr. Cool? Okay, please, Mr. Haras.
Okay, thank you. Does civility means like how they does civility means like their what is it again? I did forget. Is it their like attitude or something? The civility index means that.
It's like kesopanan,
Oh yeah. Okay.
like code bar.
Okay. So my perspective is the biggest point that caused this to happen is because of people's minds. Because some people they got a little toxic and maybe they didn't paying attention where they're typing, in Indonesian commenters, they're really toxic. So yeah, I think it's because of the toxicity again, and people's minds and their egos. They're so
By the toxic people, yeah, Mr. Haras. Thank you so much. And that's what I feel too. Okay, so please, Mr. Moonshine. Why Moonshine?
Yeah, because we are the Shine dynasty, the Shine family, the #1 mafia in Ota. Yeah, actually, I have a joke about this kind of situation like the civility because it's actually Indonesian in real life. They already quote by quote jailed by the stigma, dogma, or the way that they have to behave. And that's why social media become their escape from the reality. So they can angry there, they can cry, sad, or even express their all the feeling that they cannot express in the reality. So that's the actually I don't know why I say that it's like a joke actually because the social media become what is that, the escape from the reality for the Indonesian and other things. So we never have the tools to prepare ourselves to face the social media or the information technology, etc. So that's also one of the biggest problem in our country. Whenever the technology come to Indonesia and become daily use for a lot of people, the government or whatever is that, they never prepare the people to engage or to face the situation. So that's why we have the thing, the social media, we have the technology, but we never have the human tools to yeah, to become the user, how to become a good user or how to become civilized in the situation, even is just a what is that, dunia maya, the internet things, something like that. So yeah, that two things is actually I see as a main reason why we have this number, the index is really low because of that, because we try to escape from the dogma, from the way that our culture ask us, force us to become, how we talk, how we act in our daily life, then we finally find a escape plane, escape reality. And then the second one is because we never have the tools or the preparation to face the situation. And I want to say that I need to go, Mr. Reddy. Thank you so much for the discussion. I need to meet a person nowadays tonight. Ya, hahaha, Mr. Sederhana tapi Misterku nggak bisa. Thank you so much, Mr. Reddy. Good evening, everyone. Bye. Thank you so much.
Bucin.
For your sharing, thank you. Take care ya. Okay, please, Mr. Ianwar.
Okay. Thank you for the chance, Stephen. I think I would answer the contrary, but based on this graphic. In my perspective, this is index or statistic from the Microsoft that stated that our digital civility index is very low. But I think they missed something. They missed another what's criteria? Criteria. I think beside of our bad civility in digital life, I think there's still some of the best value. So for the example, in the YouTube, maybe in case of YouTube or maybe some another platform on the internet, there's still many of us that commented wisely. Just try to enlighten everyone in there to be more civilized. Yeah, I mean civility. But I think this what is mean penilaian, what is meaning in this criteria is to just like just like contrary. This because there is still there is some contrary assessment, just as like you see at the South Korea. I don't mean to offend someone here, but I just saw some comment in South Korean netizen. I mean, there is still also bullying in there. Why the Microsoft is only focusing in our assessment, just like very low, just like that. There is still many countries that the Western still not concerned about. Just like Russian, maybe Russian. I think Microsoft have to do some another research maybe to make a conclusion what is make this digital civility assessment is so low. I think that's. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So you think that Microsoft have to do more according to this kind of research? Yeah, thank you so much. So please, Miss Annis.
Okay, thank you, sir. So I think what's the result by the Microsoft is the output. I think it is caused by so many factor. For example, we see bad citizen saying bad word, do not respecting to other citizen, and they do not know how to communicate well with other people. This is affected by the ease to access the internet. So the kids or the people are easy to say any bad word to other people, and they know, when I say the thing like this, it is easy to hurt someone, and it is fine to hurt someone because they do not hurt us back. We do not get the direct impact. And also sometimes we don't even feel guilty because the people are not directly in front of us. So that's the effect of the ease to access the digital, maybe the game, the social media, the kids are too often listen to a bad word like, I cannot say, yeah, you know, like the bad words, like every content in digital, they say even the part of body, the name of animal, or anything. This is becoming a very common word nowadays. That's the effect of that is to access the internet. They communicate to other bocil and saying those words, or the bocil listen to the older, so they think, the older say that thing and it is fine, and then they follow it. But this easy access to the internet is also affected by the needs of human right. AI created to support the humans' need. The WhatsApp, the internet, the social media platform are um, invented to not to support, to satisfy the people needs to interact to other people, to get entertainment, to to waste their time. And also, it is caused by the education, the environment, and the bad parenting. Why bad parenting? Why parent cannot teach the kids well? It is also because nowadays parents are not only right now my explanation make you feel so sleepy, yeah. Okay, so because why parents cannot teach their kids well? Because nowadays they are having more responsibility than parents in the past. Right now, you know Raffi Ahmad, you can access how much money does Hotman Paris have. You know does Anya Geraldine goes for vacation. Well, you know how the good parent, yeah? You know how yeah, those famous people teach their kids well. So the parents, oh my God, I need to support my kids. I need to give them best. So the parents busy to achieve more than what they can do actually, and they forget to have more time to teach and to engage to bond their kids. So sometimes maybe it causes them, how to say, like to it's not only because they don't have time, and also the lack of knowledge of technology. Maybe many parents, they do not know the function of, how to say, Google Keluarga, Google Kids, Google Anak, Google Family, something like that. They do not know how to use it to their phone, so they cannot oh my God, what's that? Not classify, examine the apps their kids install, what their kids consume by each of application. So this is all, just what we see is only the output of so many problem behind it. Okay, that's my opinion, Mr. And also the habit. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so the point is the habit and also the family control, yeah, Miss Anis. Thank you so much for your perspective. Okay, so please, Mr. Moonshine. Moonshine. Okay, so this is
Yeah, I
drill,
just
Mr.
want to strengthen. Yeah. Just want to strengthen, or I do agree with what has been stated by the previous Moonshine, as he said that social media is like one of mechanisms to escape from the reality, from the real life. I do agree with that, and somehow we believe that the freedom of speech, freedom of actions, by law limited in our countries, and that's why oftentimes we found so many people like the netizens in our countries like tend to easily accuse or like swear in a bad manner, in a bad way, with bad words like cursing and swearing. I think this has a very strong correlations with how democracy or freedom of speech somehow felt easier in online spaces rather than in offline on site. And second of all, I think we need to also examine whether Microsoft is the solid has a solid parameters in providing this finding for us, because probably I just want to be suspicious with this case, because probably because they know us as Indonesia as the biggest Muslim population country. So I can say that even though religiosity becomes one of inseparable elements of this country, but still they act negatively in an uncontrollable manner in online spaces. So they want to contradict the religiosity, the first Pancasila, yeah. Okay, so they want to say, in other words, like um, even though they are religious, they don't have manner. So what's the point of having religion at the same time? So yeah, that's another propaganda that I kind of curious and suspicious at the same time, because of course I know that developing countries is not only Indonesia, yeah, but why they only like portrays Indonesia as the worst countries out there that have this kinds of low attitude in digital spaces. And lastly, I do agree with previous speakers as well, because um, like how the government has a limited control in digital space, because they have like a less responsiveness to produce more responsive digital laws, digital or cyber laws, something related to that. Of course, this unreadiness of the government would somehow be followed or track easily to, I mean, like if the higher up are not ready, what about the those in the grassroots? Yeah, they of course definitely are worse than what should be done by the government. I think that's my comment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your perspective. I couldn't agree more. But due to the duration, maybe I'm going to skip many questions for this. I'm so sorry for that. I'm just gonna give you a highlight a little bit, and then I have one or two question in the last. So please hear. So this is digital communication during election. The question is, if you have 1 million followers on social media, what will you do to support your choose? Maybe I'm gonna skip this because I have crucial question. This is the example of digital communication during election day that doesn't contain the values of Pancasila and Bhineka, as you can see here. Several things that often happen during election, one of which is the spread of hoax news. So this is the explanation about it. Wait a moment. Wait, yeah. And this also cyberbullying can be someone you know. And then the question is, have you ever experienced cyberbullying during election times because you're having different choices from others? And then we also have what drives someone to create a second account to engage in bullying. So this is a question, and I'm curious about this. Have you ever seen someone using second account, as I mentioned before, that I have a lot of account? I mean, that is just example. I only have official account as my name, like Mr. ID. So what drives someone to create a second account to engage in bullying behavior or just to spying someone? Please let me know what you thought. Who's the answer first? Maybe you have second account. Mr. Sunshine, Mr. Cool, Mr. Yanuar maybe. Okay, so please, Mr. Yanuar.
Thank you for the chance. I think based on this phenomena, when someone creating a second account on social media, I think everyone has their as their own motives by creating a second account for their social media. Besides an incognito action for them when surfing another personal profile, or maybe stalking, or maybe to be a lonely or maybe low-key stalker, just like that. I think their own privacy. But the most important is from this phenomena, I think, is our what this mean? Is our awareness to when we in an example, we create a second account for our social media. We just make it for our personal, maybe well, maybe is what is mean yang terpisah, what is separated content, maybe separated, maybe is in our first account, maybe it's just for entertaining, for our maybe we have application we shared in our first social account. Maybe for a second account is for our insight, maybe our perspective, our kind of set education to enlighten someone. Maybe that's good, but it's also back to the netizens also what their goal, what their motive to make their second account. And that's my answer.
Okay, thank you so much. So please, Mr. Sunshine, Mr. Hazar.
Okay, so I think what this is just based from my perspective. I think it's because, for example, the presidential election. It's not because like I don't like it. So the thing is, I like all of the presidents. This is just for example. So, for example, the guy that likes the number 3 really hates the number 2 and the number 1. So maybe what he's thinking is he will the number 3 guy, the guy that liked the number 3, maybe because of like the number 2 and the number 1 people that pick both of those campaigns, maybe he thinks that the number 3 guy thinks that number 3 is much better. So maybe he just wants to maybe he just really wants to make the people who picked the number 1 and the number 2 felt like weak. So that's all from me.
Okay, thank you so much. It's interesting to hear what your perspective on this question, because I sometimes weird to see someone did bullying to someone and then using fake account, and I think sometimes they don't have good mental because they're trying to hide their identity just to bully someone. I can give you example like this. As you know that all of this is fake account.
Yeah.
As you can see, this is real account, but salah sasaran, I don't know how to call it in English, salah sasaran, according to corruption case involving the husband of one of Indonesia celebrity, Sandra Dewi, and then Dewi Sandra got a lot of tag from netizen. Yeah. Okay, this is the last part. The conclusion is, in the era of social media, wisdom is not just about what you say, guys, but also about how you say it. Taking a moment to think before sending a message, ensuring that it promotes healthy dialogue and maintains a sense of respect is key to communicating wisely in the digital world. I would like to say thank you so much for all of you who are coming to this event. Thank you so much for your perspective. To be honest, the topic that that I decided to take is one of my assignments in my colleague. So the reason why is I want to know more another perspective again about this because this is really important for me and I believe really important to all of us. Thank you so much for your coming. Thank you so much for your time. I'm so sorry if there are any words who might be hurt you guys. I hope what we did tonight is will be good for all of us. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Cool.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Uh,
Maybe say a word.
would you mind stopping this one? Share screen.
Stop share screen.
Yes.
How to do that, Mr. Sorry, Oides?
Okay. Okay, I will give a short evaluation here. Just write down this vocabulary here because I indeed enjoy joining this discussion. Okay, this is the way how to say sopan santun can be manner etiquette. Opponent, penentang. Last time Mr. Machilo said opponent didn't meredamkan. Harvest panen. Last time Mr. Eka. General Elections Commission, KPU surveillance, Mr. Moonshine last time said, Sunshine, civility, kesopanan, atau sopan santun or hal pelajar. Cyberspace, dunia maya, assessment, penilaian, inseparable, tidak terpisahkan, and suspicious. Yeah, I think that's about the corrections and evaluations. I would like to give an appreciation for Mr. Reddy. Would you mind? We are going to take a picture earlier, Mr. Reddy, related to this discussion after this. Okay. Is it feasible for you?
Yeah, but if you have soft copy, would you like to share this for me?
Yes, of
Wait a
course.
moment.
After this.
Wait a
Please, you.
moment.
We are going to take a picture.
Okay, wait.
This you have to take.
Okay.
Here. 1, 2.
Okay, done. Thank you.
Wait.
Wait, yeah.
Here, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, for others, I allow you to open your camera even it is the last minute. For all of you who are still enjoying to join this weekly discussion tonight. Wow, Mr. Moonshine, is this pack nowadays? Long time no see you, Mr. Moonshine. And you are becoming six pack and six pack. Yeah, now let's take a picture together. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, now this already like this one. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, once more. Once more. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, thank you very much for your coming, everyone. Hope so much we are going to meet again next week in a weekly discussion. But before we end our meeting today, when I say Ota community, you say yesterday, you say tomorrow. Ota community.
Yesterday, you said
tomorrow.
All right, see you
Bye.
next week. Last I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.
Have a good night.
Have a good
Have a good
night.
night, guys. Thank you so
Happy
much.
weekend.
Next time,
Happy weekend.
Happy weekend, guys.
Sure.
I'm on the way to back home.
Mr.